what the hell is happening with our market? I'm getting that question all the time. People are like, Daryl, what is going on over the last year? Can you explain it to me? So you know what? I thought I'd do this video and do it the way that I love to teach best, using paper. Yeah, old school, I get it. So March, April 2022, interest rates skyrocket. The quickest increase in interest rates in human history. We went from below 3%, 2.5% to over 7% with the quickness. It was fast, and it killed real estate. It killed a lot of things, but I'm talking about real estate today. So overnight, buyers stopped buying. Overnight. One day we're selling lots of homes, next day we're not selling any. That's just the way it goes here in Vegas. And I'm sure that happened a lot of places in the United States. But that was, it was a tough year in towards the end of 2022. Beginning was good, but end of, the last 3 quarters were just bad. Then, when people aren't buying homes, inventory is going to rise, right? And when homes sit, sellers have to drop their price in order to move the properties. So that's why we saw a little bit of a decrease in values in 2022. It wasn't anything horrid, 10 or 15%. Some parts of Vegas more than others. But given that the last 3 or 4 years values went up 30 or 40%, it really wasn't that bad of a hit. Obviously could have been a lot worse. But as we got into the end of 2022, it looked like we were going to go right into a buyer's market. The definition of a buyer's market is 6 months or more of inventory, then you're in a buyer's market. We never quite made it. We were close. We were approaching 10,000 homes on the market, but we never quite made it to 10,000, and we never quite made it into a buyer's market. People, sellers were panic selling. They were trying to get their homes on the market as fast as they can. Here comes 2008 all over again. I better get my equity out while I can. And with buyers not buying because of the higher interest rates, it just caused inventory to go up. And so as we were coming into the end of 2022, it was looking bad. Then January, February, towards the end of 22, beginning of 23, we saw rates come down. And we saw inflation numbers coming down. Rates started dropping. Then it just looked like we were out of the woods. And that gave a lot of hope to a lot of buyers because, man, buyers came out and started buying. Builder inventory was getting eaten up left and right. Resales were selling. It was crazy. There was a few weeks there where a lot of real estate happened. Title companies, lenders, realtors, we all thought, here it is, man. We're out of the woods. Then, February, March, we saw interest rates skyrocket back up into the above 7%. So, what happened? Same thing that happened last year. Buyers stopped buying, but the only difference was, and this is a key point, is sellers believed that they had missed the market and they stopped selling. Rightfully so. I mean, I wouldn't have sold in that time either. They stopped selling. And so when we had this craze of buyers going on right there in the beginning of 23, it ate up a lot of that inventory. And that brought us to here we go into March and April. People don't realize that we are still in a seller's market. We are not in a buyer's market. And in fact, we are way far away from a buyer's market. Right now, there are 4,400 homes on the market. So we were approaching 10,000. And I did an open house this morning. And I asked the buyers that came in, do you think we're in a buyer's market or a seller's market? Almost all of them told me they thought we were in a buyer's market. There's a lot of misinformation out there, I think especially in Las Vegas. We are so far away from a buyer's market. We only have 4,400 homes. They're not even 2 months of inventory on the market right Less than 2 months of supply right now on the market. Rates right now are at 6.5. The rates have come down a little bit. And I think it's important to know 6.5 is a historical average. We are at the historical average since man started recording interest rates. 6.5% is the historical average. We are right there. So we are not super high and we are not super low. What it is that we all got way spoiled at 2 or 3% interest rates, which I don't think we're ever going to see that again. But, based off of that, then yeah, you might say we're high. But really we're not. We're at 6.5%. But here's the thing. We're already starting to get back to multiple offers on listings. One of my agents just ran into 16 offers on one property. And I'm like, oh God, here it goes. And that's kind of the reason I'm doing this video, because I want everyone to understand what's going on out there. The deals are going away. For the last year, I've been preaching to everybody. Right now, it doesn't matter that the rates are higher. That does not matter. You should not be sitting on the sidelines, because right now I can get you a home. Who cares about list price? Last year, and really that still exists right now, but not on such a huge level. I could get you 10 or 15% off the list price. There were listings that were listed for $900,000 that I saw being sold for $750, $800. Like, it was crazy. Those days are done. Those are gone. That's not happening anymore. But there still are some deals out there, just because there are a lot of listings out there that have been on the market a very long time. It always takes forever to sellers to catch on to what's happening. So I think we might have a couple months left of being able to get deals on homes, being able to get sellers to pay closing costs, getting sellers willing to pay, these 2-1 buy downs. Last year was your time to do it. We are quickly running out of time for you to pick up a deal and get sellers to pay closing costs, home warranties, all that stuff. The days of sellers paying closing costs and reducing their prices are coming to an end very quickly. Unless we see some huge rush of listings, which I don't think we're going to, it's going to continue getting worse and worse, and we are going to be right back into where we were the last couple of years. And what happens when low inventory meets high demand? Because I'm telling you, there are thousands and thousands of buyers that are approved, sitting on the sidelines, waiting for, rates to come down to 2 or 3%, waiting for, the prices to fall. They're waiting for basically 2008 to happen all over again, which is never, it's not going to happen. Could. No one has a crystal ball. I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen. Could there be some huge catastrophic event that causes the market to collapse? Absolutely. That could happen anytime. But nobody that I talk to, that I deal with, no professionals, no brokers, no everybody that I talk to on a daily basis thinks that's going to happen. In fact, what they think is going to happen is buyers are going to just start realizing that this is the new norm, 6.5%. Yeah, it's going to come down. It's going to come down into 6, maybe the high 5s, mid 5s, and maybe next year with the election, it maybe comes down into the low 5s, maybe high 4s. I don't know. That's going to be next year. But to me, waiting for that to happen, waiting until next year for rates to come down into the 5s, high 4s, but you missed out on the deals and the sellers paying closing costs and the sellers letting their homes go for 10% under list price, that's all going to be gone. And yeah, you're going to have a good rate, but you're going to be one of 15 offers. You're going to be waiving your appraisal contingencies. You're going to be paying money over appraised value. You're going to be guaranteeing sellers money on a low appraisal. All the stuff that we've dealt with for the last couple of years, that's what you're going to get for waiting for a low rate. I don't think it's worth it. That's just my opinion.